All right, guys, we've got the LANDTOP 3-point Scarifier. I was pretty thrilled that they sent, when they offered to send this thing out to me, asking me what off their website I'd like to get and check out. This Scarifier is something I've wanted for a long time. Obviously, I have a Scarifier on the box blade. Box blades typically have a Scarifier combo with the blade and the Scarifier teeth. I've been wanting something where I don't have to have that blade underneath. I can just break up the ground on the top and maybe come back in with just a grading blade and kind of redistribute the material around. The box blade typically does that perfectly, but a lot of the times I feel like I'm digging a hole with it. So it's nice to kind of have those attachments separated a little bit. Two things to note. Obviously, you know, they sent this to me. They're wanting me to check it out, make video content on. You should know, if you live somewhere where the soil is generally going to be a little bit softer, probably often because it stays a lot more wet than what we have here. I live in northeastern Arizona, definitely a lot more wet than what you think of down with the Phoenix area with the saguaro cactuses and everything like that. Different climate than that. We get, I don't know, at least twice the amount of rain up here, but it's still Arizona. It's still very dry, and the top of our soil gets really, really dry. I found the best way to use it with the really hard soil is, number one, you need to angle the Scarifier. So if my hands here are the side profile of the Scarifier, you're going to want to tilt that forward a little bit to help make the angle of those teeth work to pull it in. So that's one thing that will help you out. And then also, I kind of figured out that staggering these Scarifier teeth, so every other tooth I have the top hole, have it raised up high, and then I go to the bottom hole on the next one over. So it's alternated that way. And I found that it's actually way easier to get this thing in the ground and get the dirt dug up when you do it that way. But like I said, if you live somewhere where your soil is generally softer, you probably just pick your depth and stick them all the way in the ground. So I think that, something like this would be great for gravel driveway repair, maintenance, not repair, but maintenance really. That's something I intend to use it for, keeping those the gravel and the rock pulled up. Another thing that I think I'm going to use it for is eventually I'd like to put in a big root vegetable garden, and probably not this year and maybe not even next year. But just a lot of carrots, potatoes, onions, things like that. And I think this would be a great initial tillage tool. I want to try to do my best not to till my ground a whole lot when I actually get it established with growing whatever plants I'm putting in it, whether it's grass, forage for animals, or vegetables. Preferably as little tillage as possible, but I think you have to. Then you have to till the first time. And I think this thing will work great for that. Two things that they could do to improve this attachment. Number one would be making sure that it is compatible with their quick attach. I mentioned that in the quick attach video. I don't think it's so much the quick attachment's fault. The quick attach is fine. Really that criticism should have came in with this, making sure that it fits with their quick attach system. And all they would have to do is just move their mounting pins out from the tool just a little bit more so they can actually fit on the hooks. They don't fit in the grooves of the hooks on that thing. So that's something they could improve. And then just the other thing that they could improve is finding some way, and this is a way that LANDTOP could make more money if they wanted to listen to this advice or idea. But really, they could just find some way to bring like some sort of weight carrying bar out that you could attach to this, and they could sell the weights, they could sell the accessory, they could give you the accessory with it, whatever. Weight matters big time in getting these teeth into the ground, but what probably matters the most is the angle. They'll pull themselves in the ground, especially with a little bit of, if you have really hard ground like I do, going over it a couple of times, eventually they'll start pulling themselves underneath. But a little extra weight definitely isn't going to hurt. Again, they could make extra money on this by putting away so you can attach some kind of weight carrying system on it, and then sell weights to put on it so that you can put a little bit more weight on this thing. Because LANDTOP's whole deal with their 3-point attachments, from what I can tell, I mean, this may change in the future, they don't really sell anything that you can't throw into a box and ship through one of our residential delivery services, UPS, FedEx, Postal Service, whatever. So that's kind of the name of the game with them. They could just sell an accessory that you could attach onto it with weights, like I said. So another way to improve it a little bit. But other than that, like I said, I want to just reiterate one more time because I think it's really important. Quality is, I'm not going to make any statements. Seems fine, seems like it should work okay, but I'm not going to tell you that this is, super high quality piece of equipment here, because I just think I need to run this thing to the ground for quite a few more hours before I go making any statements like that. But for whatever it's worth, it seems okay now. And the little bit that I have used it, one of the things that I think is worth mentioning is just attaching it, putting it on the tractor. I think that the easiest way for me to do it is just to lift my 3-point arms all the way up. It is very heavy, but I'm also young enough, I don't mind doing it. I just lift it up, put it on each arm of the 3-point lift, and then put the pins into that, and then attach the top link up here, and then adjust it however I need to. So lightweight enough to handle and move around. It's not such a big piece of equipment that, you know, you have to back right up to it perfectly or anything like that. So, you know, if you've got an idea, something you can use one of these for, I think this is a good option. Definitely driveway maintenance, probably as much more than anything else. Just pulling that gravel back up out of the ground. But yeah, you know, happy to have it. We'll put it through its paces. I'll probably do a review on it in the future. Thanks to LANDTOP for sending it out. I appreciate it. There will be a link in the description below to this attachment on LANDTOP's website. And there also will be, I believe it's a 5%, it's either a 5 or 10% discount code for you guys to use until like middle of July 2024. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you in the next video.